Well, college professors don't get paid very well, at least where I was. I wasn't getting paid very well. And I had a friend approach me. He had a great year in sales, and he was like, I've got $200,000. I don't feel like I know what I'm doing well enough to do real estate. He's like, I feel like you know what you're doing, but I don't know how we could work together, but I want to get into real estate investing. What could we do here? And I was like, well, I don't have $200,000, but I feel like I could find us deals. So I was like, let's make a deal here. You put the money in, and I'll cut you a deal that we'll go 50-50 on everything. And I'll make sure you get every penny of your money back before I get anything in profit. But I'll do all the work. I'll do everything. I'll find the deals. I'll run point on the renos. I'll run point with the lenders. I'll run point with the refinances, and then I'll run point on getting the proper management in there. And that's what we did. So,
by the way, can I interrupt you real quick?
Yeah,
I want everyone listening to realize this. I'm going to make this a clip for YouTube and for Instagram and everything. That is the single greatest way I think the average person with no money can get into real estate. You just laid it out exactly there. Like, there is not a single person alive today that can't get into real estate by doing exactly what you just said.
Absolutely.
It's so simple and it's so brilliant and it works every time. Like, that's how you do it.
It does. And I think the win-win, the really amazing part about this was I got to build the portfolio now is about 17 million. I got to build this with none of my own money.
Yeah.
He got to build this with none of his own time. I mean, he had made the money to begin with. He leveraged my knowledge. I leveraged his money, and both of us are very happy about it. And it's not a slight to him to say that he didn't do that part, because he made the money to begin with.
Yeah.
And there's no way I would be where I am without him as my business partner. And actually, he has a complementary skill set to me. Like, after we got further on down the line, and I'll talk about that in a second, he's really great at operations. So when we scaled and we got into vacation rentals, he's really good at running that. I'm more the visionary type. So I kind of got this whole thing going. It's like, here's our strategy. I'm going to get it going. I'm going to put this into action. And I got us the momentum needed to get it started. And now he's the operations guy. He's just killing it with managing what we have and optimizing that.
So he's still your partner to this day.
He's still my partner to this day.
That's cool.
Yeah. And like Brandon just said, like, anybody can do this. Now, what does it take to be able to use other people's money to invest in real estate? You got to have an asset to offer the other side, right? Yes. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't have any money, why would somebody want to team up with you?
Yep.
The reason he wanted to team up with me is because I had built the knowledge through the appraisal experience that I had. I was a licensed appraiser, and I was a real estate agent as well, and I'd owned some real estate. So you got to make yourself, there's got to be a compelling reason to partner with you. Otherwise, it's like they have the money, and if they don't know anything and you don't know anything, why would they split everything with you?
I love to say, like, there's like three things you need to put together a deal. You need knowledge, you need hustle, and you need money. So in other words, you have to know what you're doing, you have to have the ability to take action, and you have to have the funds for it. But you do not have to have all three.
Right.
You can have one of those or two of those, ideally two of those. If you do not have money, just get the other two. Get the knowledge and the hustle. Know what you're doing, work hard.
Yeah.
Somebody else will have the money. And that's actually the best. Like, whenever I tell people that I do this, because I mean, I've scaled to 13,500 units by doing this exact strategy over and over and over. I have 2,600 partners at this point, right? I just did it on a large scale. But I started with one partner. My very first deal, I brought in a partner. My second deal, brought in a partner. Third deal, brought in a partner. It works. It works if you work it. Yeah. But so many people just sit there and complain, oh, I can't find a deal, or I can't do anything. And I'm like, oh, geez. Yeah.
So you leverage your skill and your time for that.
Yep.
Tell me this, just partnerships, because there's a lot of people that are in partnerships. How have you guys made that work for, what's it been, 12, 14 years now?
We started in, 2017.
Oh, 2017. Okay, so for
2017.
8 years.
The amazing thing about it was we went from basically zero properties to enough income from these properties to both be financially independent in about 5 years.
That's amazing.
Now, we also had, I think it's like, we put in the work, but we also had the market timing of the whole thing just happened for us as well. 2021, the markets went crazy. I'll back up and tell kind of some detail on this. Like, we did the BRRRR strategy. Okay. So we would buy distressed properties, get those properties fixed up, rented out, refinance, and I would say single families. These were in Fort Worth, Texas.
Shut your mouth. Yeah. Shut your
Yeah, I just want to say how great it is
helpful to so many people.
I've talked about the BRRRR strategy on so many podcasts, and I'm now sitting with the guy who coined the term BRRRR strategy.
Thank you for acknowledging.
Dude, and what does it feel
I'm
like?
kidding, dude. It changed my life.
Thank you.
It changed my life.
I'm glad. Yeah. Thank you.
told you
I
that
need my
1,000
ego fed more.
Look,
So please
I
keep
wanna
it
know
going.
something.
Keep it going.
What does it feel like to coin a term that is so widely used? I mean, how does that feel?
Feels amazing.
Yeah.
Like I should have trademarked it and made some money
You
off
should.
this.
Sure.
Instead everyone else is writing the books on it. And,
But I mean, that
teaching.
might
That's
be
okay. It's okay. I don't
that
mind.
might be the greatest PR tool you've ever come up
Yeah,
with,
BRRRR.
because every time I hear BRRRR strategy, it's like coined by Brandon Turner.
That's funny.
Yeah, so it's like out there marketing for you. But
No, I think actually there's a secret here. Is I probably coined 100 terms in my life, like because I'm a teacher, right? So I teach things, and 2 of them ever took off: house hacking and BRRRR. That's it. So there's a lesson in terms of like the 80-20 rule or whatever. Like, so if you have a concept you want to teach, just put a word to it. If there's no word to it already, and then just start talking about it. Every once in a while, 1 in 50 might take off and be something big. So
I love it.
Just like real estate making offers.
That's amazing. Yeah, we
true.
We did BRRRR strategy, and
Okay.
so we focused in on Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
Why Fort Worth? Well, we originally started in Little Rock, Arkansas, but we were concerned after we did a couple successful BRRRRs and didn't leave any money in. I was like, okay, the Achilles heel of this whole strategy may be that this market doesn't appreciate as fast as some of the others might, and the whole. I think the attractive part about the BRRRR strategy is the equity you're building, right? Like if your properties aren't appreciating, like if you're just doing BRRRR strategy and you're getting your money back, you're basically getting free real estate for your work. But if it's not appreciating at all, I don't know, that hockey stick appreciation and portfolio value growth that you want, it's not going to happen, right? It's going to be very slow. You're capped by how many BRRRR deals you can do. But if you're in a market that's appreciating well and cash flowing, that's like having your cake and eating it too, right? So we were like, where can we cash flow $200 a door or more? And it's also going to appreciate, we feel like it's going to have a good chance to appreciate well. And we identified Huntsville, Alabama, and Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
Well, when we looked at Huntsville, we just couldn't find the volume of deals we needed. We looked at Fort Worth, we found a lot. There was plenty of volume there for us. And I knew Dallas-Fort Worth because I'd been an appraiser out there. So I knew all the neighborhoods. So I was like, I know this market. I can handle this. So we did long distance BRRRR strategy stuff. I was teaching at Harding, and so that's Arkansas. My business partner's in Huntsville, Alabama, and we did all this stuff in Fort Worth, Texas, long distance. So I had contractors that I managed through video calls and over the phone, and I bought stuff from wholesalers predominantly, and that's how we built the whole portfolio.
How did you pick Fort Worth? Obviously, you'd been there,
Yeah.
but other factors that played into that, because obviously you were right. Texas has blown up.
Yeah.
I think it's the fastest
Yeah, what do
growing
you look
state
for?
in the United States.
Yeah.
How did you identify that?
Yeah, so I wanted a place that aligned with my my political views, where it was like pro-business, and so it naturally eliminated a lot of places. And then I wanted a place that I felt like there was a lot of job growth going on, and so Dallas-Fort Worth checked that box. And then I wanted to be able to know the market.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to invest blindly in a place I didn't know about and be out of state, right?
Yeah.
If you're out of state and you're investing in a market you don't know, you need somebody that's got knowledge on everything. So Huntsville, my business partner was there, and Fort Worth, I had lived there, checked all those boxes, and so there was a lot of places eliminated that were good markets. It's just I didn't know the market.
Yep.
So that's kind of how I drilled down to that.
Which I think for anybody that's listening, that's such an important aspect, because I talk to people all the time that want to be remote investors. And I'm doing it now, living here in Hawaii, but investing in St. Louis. But it's because I grew up there, and then I spent 3 years investing there.
Yeah.
And I know every street in St. Louis. And I know, and it's tough because an out-of-state investor will go there, and literally the entire neighborhood can change just one street over. And you see people getting taken advantage of all the time, where a wholesaler is selling them a house on the wrong side of the street, pulling comps from the other side, and they're like, hey, that works. And so I think that's important. Like, you knew your market like the back of your hand because you appraised thousands of homes there over a course of X amount of years.